How to visualize and change my life. These words carry a hidden promise, a door waiting to open. Because to visualize is to remember who you truly are, the silent architect behind every scene you've ever lived. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine the life you dream of, not as a wish, but as a living image within you. A home bathed in golden light, a body radiant with health, a mind at peace, untouched by the chaos of the outer world. This is not fantasy, it is creation, the same creation that shaped galaxies, now flowing quietly through your thoughts. You've felt it before, haven't you? That mysterious connection between what you hold inside and what appears before you. You think of a friend and they call. You dream of an opportunity and it unfolds. Some call it coincidence, but the wise know it by another name. The law of assumption. What you assume, you become. What you visualize, you live. The modern world has forgotten this ancient art. We hustle, we grind, we chase. But the mystics of every age, from the temples of Egypt to the mountains of Tibet, whispered the same truth. The outer world is only a mirror, and imagination is the brush that paints it. Visualization is the sacred act of turning within. It is the power to sculpt time and matter using the quiet language of belief. When you learn to see with the inner eye, you no longer beg the world to change. You command it, gently, by transforming your own vision. Think of your mind as a great ocean. On the surface, waves of thought crash and scatter. But deep beneath, in the still waters, reality takes shape. Every image you impress upon that depth begins to rise toward the surface of your life. So the question is not, can I change my life? The real question is, what am I willing to see as real? You see, to visualize is not to daydream. It is to remember the divine blueprint already written within your soul. Every desire you hold is a message from the deeper self, calling you to awaken what already exists in potential. Imagine yourself standing before a vast forest at dawn. The light is dim, the air still, but somewhere beyond the trees lies the clearing you've been seeking. Visualization is the act of walking that path within. Each image you hold is a step forward. Each feeling of certainty, a ray of sunlight breaking through the branches. And soon, the landscape of your mind begins to match the world outside. Buddha once said, "The mind is everything. What you think, you become." And yet, we treat our minds as accidents rather than instruments. We feed them noise, doubt, fear, and wonder why our world feels restless. But imagine what would happen if you reversed this, if you began to see only what you wish to experience. If, instead of reacting, you created. If, instead of waiting, you assumed. William James called it the greatest discovery of my generation, that human beings can alter their lives by altering their attitudes of mind. This discovery is not new. It is the eternal flame hidden beneath centuries of distraction. And when you rediscover it, you awaken the same force that moves the stars and breathes through every living thing. Visualization is the art of remembering that you are not separate from the universe. You are its imagination in motion. So, before we go deeper, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, and share this in the comments, when was the moment I realized my thoughts were shaping my reality? Because the moment you saw it, even once, was the moment your awakening began. Now, let's travel further. Let's uncover not just what visualization is, but how to use it, with precision, devotion, and love. You are not here to escape your world. You are here to reshape it from within. And it all begins with a single image, glowing quietly in the mind's eye. The image of who you wish to be, already alive, already breathing within you. But the dream was never outside you. It was waiting within. To visualize and change your life, you must first understand what happens beneath the surface of your thoughts. When you close your eyes and see a scene, not with your outer vision, but with the quiet eyes of imagination, you are speaking directly to your subconscious mind, the silent architect of all creation. The subconscious is not logical. It does not argue. It receives impressions, and then it obeys. Feed it fear, and it builds walls. Feed it faith, and it opens doors. Joseph Murphy called it a faithful servant. It never sleeps, never questions, never stops creating. And the language it understands best is emotion wrapped in imagery. That is why visualization works, not because it convinces the outer world, but because it convinces the inner one. Imagine your subconscious as the soil of existence. Every image you plant, every scene you feel as real, takes root in that fertile ground. Over time, with repetition and belief, the seed becomes visible. It rises through the soil of experience and blossoms into form. This is why Neville Goddard said, "The world is yourself pushed out." It means that reality is not happening to you, it is happening through you. Every encounter, every opportunity, every so-called coincidence is an echo of your inner assumptions. Change the assumption, and the echo transforms. So, how do we begin this sacred work of visualization? First, you must idealize. Before any builder raises a cathedral, the design is complete within his mind. Likewise, before you can live the life you desire, you must see it in vivid, sensory detail. If your goal is peace, then don't simply think of peace, see it. See yourself walking through your home, light pouring through the windows, your breath calm, your body at ease. Hear the silence, the sound of nothing missing. If your desire is love, picture not the search for someone, but the feeling of already being in union. Feel the warmth of shared laughter, the effortless joy of understanding, the serenity of being seen. And if your vision is abundance, imagine the flow, money arriving with ease, opportunities drawn to you like rivers to the sea. Feel the comfort, the gratitude, the freedom of knowing that life supports you. Clarity is the first law of creation. You cannot manifest what you vaguely wish for. You must know the texture of your dream, how it looks, how it sounds, how it feels against your skin. But clarity alone is not enough. The second law is consistency. You must return to the image until it becomes second nature. Like a musician practicing a sacred melody until his fingers remember it even in silence. Each repetition impresses the subconscious more deeply. Each session of visualization carves a new path in the unseen. And slowly, the old beliefs, fear, doubt, limitation, begin to dissolve like fog in the morning sun. This is why it's called faith in action. You are training yourself to live in the unseen reality until it becomes seen. Now, imagine for a moment a craftsman shaping gold. He doesn't rush. He doesn't question the process. He melts, molds, and polishes until the formless becomes form. Visualization works the same way. Heat is your emotion, and form is your vision held in faith. When you combine the two, feeling and image, your subconscious accepts the instruction, and once accepted, creation begins.
Let me tell you a story. There was once a sculptor who worked every day on a single block of marble. Visitors would pass and ask, "What are you carving?" He would smile and answer, "I'm not carving, I'm freeing." When the statue was finished, it revealed a radiant angel. And when they asked how he made something so divine, he said, "I simply removed everything that wasn't her." This is the essence of visualization. You are not forcing life to become something new. You are removing everything that hides who you already are. Within you lives the image of perfect health, wealth, peace, and love. Through visualization, you chisel away the noise of the world until your divine design stands revealed. Now here's a truth most overlook. When you visualize, the outer world may not change immediately, but you will. Your energy, your vibration, your confidence, they shift first. And as you change, the mirror of reality reflects that transformation. So don't look to the mirror for proof. Look within and know that it is already done. The seed doesn't doubt its bloom. The sun doesn't question the dawn. And your vision doesn't need permission to become real. If you are ready to live this truth, join the 21-day challenge to create your dream life. The link is below. It's not a ritual of trying, it's a practice of remembering. For 21 days, you'll retrain your mind to think, feel, and see from the end, as if your dream were already real. And when that vision becomes your new normal, the universe has no choice but to mirror it. Because creation doesn't respond to effort, it responds to alignment. So tonight, when you lie down to sleep, choose one image, one scene that represents your fulfilled desire. See it clearly, feel it deeply, and drift to sleep as the person who already lives it. As Neville said, sleep in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. That's not poetic advice, that's instruction for miracles. Because when you fall asleep in that state, your subconscious begins its quiet work, rewriting the patterns of your life. And when you awaken, something in the air feels different, lighter, alive, possible. That's the whisper of creation responding, and it has heard you.
The more you visualize, the more your life begins to hum with an unseen rhythm. Something beneath thought starts to move, a pulse, a vibration, the quiet song of alignment. To visualize and change your life, you must understand this subtle music of the universe. Everything vibrates. Every image, every thought, every emotion carries a frequency. When you visualize with feeling, you tune yourself to the frequency of what you desire, and when that vibration becomes steady, life mirrors it perfectly. This is why the mystics spoke of faith not as belief, but as feeling the reality unseen. Faith is not waiting for evidence. Faith is the evidence. It's the vibration of what already exists, echoing through your body before it reaches your eyes. Imagine standing on the shore of an ocean at twilight. The waves roll in, endless and certain. You can't see the wind that moves them, yet you trust it's there, shaping each crest, guiding each tide. Visualization is the same. Your unseen thoughts are the winds that sculpt the tides of your life. When you imagine yourself successful, loved, healed, or fulfilled, you are not pretending. You are setting the energetic tone that the universe will soon harmonize with. As within, so without. That is not a metaphor. It's a law of consciousness. And yet, most people wait. They wait for proof before believing, for change before imagining. But the universe does not respond to waiting. It responds to embodiment. So, if you want to change your life, begin by changing your inner state first. Feel the gratitude of your answered prayer before it appears. Feel the peace of healing before it arrives. Feel the freedom of wealth before the money comes. Because everything flows to the one who already feels complete. That's the paradox of creation. You receive what you no longer chase. Because to chase is to admit its absence. And to imagine it is to affirm its presence. This is the silent turning point in every transformation. You must fall in love with your unseen reality. Let me share an image. A caterpillar does not strive to become a butterfly. It simply surrenders to the vision encoded within its being. The cocoon may look like darkness, but to the inner eye, it is light in motion, the unfolding of divine design. When you visualize, you enter your own cocoon, a sacred chamber of becoming. And though the outer world may not yet reflect your new image, the inner transformation has already begun. Do you see now why imagination is divine? It is not mere fantasy. It is the womb of creation, the birthplace of form. The ancient Egyptians called it Ku, the creative light of the soul. The Greeks named it Nous, the divine mind shaping matter. Neville Goddard called it simply imagination. And through every culture, every age, the message was the same. What you see within will one day surround you without. This is why it's said, when the student is ready, the universe rearranges itself. But in truth, it is not the universe rearranging, it is you. And as you shift, all else must follow. Imagine for a moment that your life is a symphony. Every belief is a note, every emotion a tone, every visualization a chord of light. When you play dissonant notes, fear, doubt, self-criticism, the music of your life feels chaotic. But when you choose harmony, gratitude, joy, faith, your melody aligns with the divine orchestra. And soon, events and people begin to appear like instruments joining in perfect time. Opportunities arise, coincidences multiply, intuition sharpens. You begin to sense guidance from something greater, and that something is you, the higher self, the infinite imagination. The great poet Rumi once wrote, "That which you seek is seeking you." When you visualize with love and certainty, you magnetize your reflection. Your dream is not running away,
It is orbiting closer each time you feel it as real. But beware the trap of effort. Visualization is not about strain. It is not about forcing the image to manifest. It is about relaxing into its reality until it feels inevitable. Creation is not a battle, it's a surrender. The oak tree does not fight the acorn. The flower does not wrestle with the seed. It simply opens to the pattern already within it. You too are unfolding according to your inner image. So make that image beautiful. Make it luminous. See yourself as divine because you are. And when resistance appears, when your outer world contradicts your vision, do not despair. It means the seed has broken open. It means life is rearranging itself around your new frequency. The old must crumble before the new can rise. That's not chaos, that's creation. So continue. Visualize in the morning before the mind awakens to memory. Visualize at night when the conscious guard falls asleep. These are the golden hours when the door to the subconscious is wide open. And in those moments, speak to yourself gently. Say, I am already what I wish to be. I live in the feeling of my fulfilled dream. My imagination is the light of God within me. Repeat it, not with effort, but with certainty, as a truth long known but newly remembered. You'll find that over time, life begins to reflect this new rhythm. People will treat you differently. New ideas will arrive as sudden inspiration. Even challenges will transform, revealing lessons rather than obstacles. Because once you hold a new vision of yourself, the world must adjust to that vibration. You are not attracting, you are becoming. And becoming is the purest form of creation. So remember, visualization is not about what you want, it's about who you are becoming while you see it. When the image becomes you, the world becomes new.
There comes a moment in every soul's journey when the dream stops feeling distant, when you realize that the life you once longed for has quietly begun to bloom within you. That is the moment of transformation. Visualization is no longer a technique then, it becomes a way of being. You wake and see through new eyes. The ordinary world glows with divine familiarity, each breath, each sound, each encounter humming with the awareness that you are creating as you perceive. You asked how to visualize and change your life. The secret is this. The change was never in the pictures you made, it was in the perceiver. For when you see yourself differently, the universe cannot help but rearrange itself. Imagine a sunrise spreading across the horizon. At first the sky is pale, uncertain. Then, one ray breaks through, and suddenly everything the light touches reveals its color. That's what happens when the light of your imagination pierces the darkness of doubt. It doesn't add something new, it reveals what was hidden. You are that light, and every act of visualization is the sun rising again within you. The inner alchemy. Neville Goddard taught that creation is finished. All possible realities already exist. Visualization is how you select the frame of existence you wish to inhabit. Like a traveler choosing which dream to awaken in, you shift worlds through assumption. So the question is not, when will it happen? It is, when will I accept that it already has? When you live from that acceptance, time bends to meet you. Synchronicities multiply, intuition sharpens, obstacles dissolve. You begin to notice that your visualizations are not commands to the universe but conversations with it, and that it has been answering all along. Everything you imagine leaves a trace in consciousness, and consciousness always seeks completion. Hold an image with love, and life rushes to fulfill it. That is the hidden engine of manifestation. Faith is not waiting for proof. Faith is the proof experienced inwardly before the world catches up.
The bridge between vision and action.
Many ask, but what about action? And the answer is simple. Action flows naturally from assumption. When you truly see yourself as healed, prosperous, inspired, the steps appear without effort. The phone call, the meeting, the new idea, they arise as extensions of the inner image. You don't have to force the river, you align with its current. Visualization sets the direction. Inspired action becomes the oar. So move when moved. Rest when resting feels right. Trust the rhythm between stillness and motion, knowing both are part of the same dance. Imagine a sailor who has adjusted his sails perfectly. He doesn't push the boat, he lets the wind carry him. Your imagination is that wind. Your willingness to believe, That is the sail. Living as the vision. Now, take a breath. Feel the heartbeat within you, steady, ancient, eternal. That rhythm is the same pulse that moves galaxies, and it is listening to you. From this day forward, practice living as if you already are the person your future self would thank you for becoming. Walk differently, speak kindly, expect beauty. Each time fear whispers, return to your image. Close your eyes and see it again, vivid, luminous, inevitable. Because repetition is remembrance, and remembrance is creation sustained. Let gratitude be your companion. Give thanks not after manifestation, but before. Gratitude tells the subconscious, it is done, and the subconscious, ever faithful, replies, so be it. The great remembering. Everything you have learned returns to one truth. You were never powerless. You were never separate. You have always been the dreamer, dreaming worlds into being. When you visualize, you awaken the memory of God within you, the creative source clothed in human form. And in that remembering, the chains of circumstance fall away. Look around. Nothing is fixed. Even the stars, which seem eternal, are constantly reborn. So too is your life. Moment by moment, image by image. You are the painter and the painting, the actor and the script, the prayer and its answer. If this message stirred something within you, that quiet knowing that life can be reimagined, then step through the door fully. Join the 21-day challenge to create your dream life below. For 21 days, you will practice the art of conscious visualization, awakening the creator within, day by day, scene by scene. And if this journey has opened your eyes, become a channel member to continue it. Together we will explore the deeper mysteries, faith, imagination, and the unseen laws that govern reality. But remember, you don't need permission to begin. The power is already yours. Close your eyes tonight and see the life that calls you. Feel it, believe it, live from it. Because the act of visualization is not about changing the world, it's about remembering that you are the world imagining itself. When you wake tomorrow, let this be your first thought. My imagination is the gateway to all creation. What I see within, I shall soon see without. I am the artist of my destiny, and today, I paint with light. Carry that light into your day. Watch how people smile differently. Watch how time bends in your favor. Watch how the unseen conspires gently in your behalf. Because now you know, to visualize is to become, and to become is to create. So go, creator. The world awaits your vision, and the universe is already listening.